What's going on, Planet S.O.N family? It's your main man, JD. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button for me. This is Drinks with JD.
I actually, when we were getting back together the past couple of years, I actually thought and threw out as a suggestion that kind of like Outkast did.
Yeah.
You know, they had the two sides.
That's right.
Maybe have like maybe 5 songs with everybody, maybe 2 or 3 with Oscar, 2 or 3, you know what I mean? Just keep it like that, you know, just to give it. But it didn't work out that way, but that's something we might consider in the future, you know what I mean? I think it would be pretty dope because it's a different animal when you have complete control of the beat and the direction is going to go, you know what I mean? So because that's the thing with the group, you know, it's always a compromise, you know what I mean? It's like we all got different styles, but they all work, you know what I mean? Like Mike's style is more like Warren G, like G-Funk. Oscar likes like hardcore, you know, and stuff, and I like more like Ghostface, like you know, just kind of like
Coast,
like boom bap.
Yep.
That's what I like. You know what I mean? That's probably the direction I would take most of my stuff. But yeah, man. I mean, you never know. In the future, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? I definitely want to work on an album though. I definitely want to do not even an album, just maybe like 6 songs called the 6-pack or something. You know what I mean? Just to say, okay, I did it, because like I said, my album was shelved. It never came out, so I just want to have something with my stamp on it and be like, okay, this is me. This is my soul right here. Yes. This is if you want to know who I am, this is me right here. You could listen and put some headphones on. This is me. You know, simple as that.
No doubt. That's what I'm talking about. Have you guys or Shade? Have you ever?
Like I said, I love the whole creative process. I love music. I don't think I'll ever stop. Even, you know, after we finish this album, I'm always in contact with Madman. Hey, did you hear this one song? What if we did this? Like, I'm always throwing ideas at him.
Yes.
So I think that'll always be with me. Back when we started this group, man, I actually thought back in the 90s we could make a career out of it. You know what I mean? We were going hard, trying
full throttle.
Yeah, full throttle, shows, and I actually thought we would be able to make a living doing this. And music industry is tough, man, and you get people that promise you the world and it doesn't happen. I mean, we've been let down. I couldn't even tell. Most people would have been like, I'm done with this, you know what I mean? So I guess at one point, for me anyways, when I found out that this was maybe gonna be a cool hobby, and if we can get some fans and people that appreciate it, I was good with that. And once I accepted that, you know what, all right, this is not gonna be our career. Like I said, we all have our real careers and what we do for a living and all that stuff, which is the bread and butter. We got together and we're doing this out of love and fun and for the fans that appreciate it.
Yes.
But once I accepted that, you know, this is about as far as we can take it, as far as we wanna take it, I'm doing it out of love and fun, and I'll probably just keep creating as long as I have that desire and I feel I could bring something fresh, and you know, and if these guys are on board with some of the stuff they hear and this and that, then you know, hey, we'll drop a song every now and then or whatever. But I think once you accept that it's not gonna take you where you wanna be, then that's when all that weight gets off your shoulders and you can just enjoy it for what it is. Yeah, it's fun again.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because at one point, I'm telling you, we full throttle. Hey, you need to do this if you want to be on radio. There are so many things coming from every angle. This is what you got to do if you want to make it. This is what you need to be at if you want to do it. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And it gets overwhelming. So once that weight gets off your shoulder and you're just doing it for the love of the music, for the fans, seeing somebody react to it or a positive comment like, oh man, fire, legends or whatever. I think that's what we're striving for now. And I'll keep doing music until I just don't feel I'm bringing anything fresh to the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think I know MTO gets a little aggravated with this because he's presenting us stuff to do, you know. But we're at a point in our lives where we're not grinding like that. You know what I mean? Like we're not going from city to city to city, you know, promoting our stuff. You know what I mean? It's like a different animal now. It's like we put it out. you know, we do podcasts, we do stuff like that, and we're cool with that, man. We're comfortable like that.
Yeah.
I can't see myself right now at my point in my life, you know, going to Chicago, coming. I mean, I give it up to, like, you know, I see how Rob be doing it, man. Rob, man, it hustles, man. That dude, man, he's
nonstop.
MC Magic.
Props out to Rob, Magic, yeah, man.
Bash, those guys, man, they're just out there, man. And then I can't see myself doing that, man. I think it'd be fun for me for like 2 weeks, and I'd be like, dude, I got to go back to Dago, man. I want to go to the taco shop and get my kind of soft fries and then be good, you know.
Yeah.
So, it's a grind, man. Yeah. It's a grind, and so props out to the ones that are
doing it.
That were out when we were out, and they're still doing it, man, and holding it down. Love and respect for them, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
And to reiterate on what we're talking about, if people have done like solo projects, we give each other the respect that, you know, sometimes Shade will listen to a beat and says, you know what, I can run with this. Let me play with it. He'll start doing his, you know, harmonizing, adding his little beats, and then you know, he takes full control of that one, and then Fly will take control of another one, and not many people will know which ones are who belong to what. We know because you know there's a certain style that we all like to, but we all include it. So there's some compromise, but at the same time, we have that respect. Like, dude, run with it. You know, you take control of this one. You know, he took control of Back in the Zone.
Yeah.
So and then we fed off it. Same thing. You know, so we all have a little bit of a input in the album, which ones we prioritized a little bit more, but it's still a tribe thing. Still a tribe thing.
That's what I'm talking about. So earlier, or right now, we were talking about Little Rob, right? You had a few features on the latest album. However, a couple of them were Little Rob and GPA, right? How was it working with
and ODM?
And ODM, but I guess my question was.
And that's Craven.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Craven. That's right.
I guess I was gonna ask, how was it working with San Diego legends like Little Rob and GPA? How was it just working with them?
Well, with Rob, it kind of like it came our way through MTO.
Yes.
You know, he's like, hey man, he approached us and said Rob's interested in doing something with him. Like, absolutely, man. We knew Rob before he was Rob.
Yes.
You know, we did a show. I think it was Pomona, right?
Pomona.
And he approached us, man, small, little skinny, just like he did in his video, you know, with the hoodie, with the San Diego hat. He came up, hey, man, I want to rap. I'm like, who's this dude? You know what I mean? Like, we're just cut off a stage and see we're performing with Zappa Roger, we're up here, and then this little dude, hey, I want to rap.
Yeah.
Just like that, but he had it in him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so it's a trip seeing his success and seeing him just take off the way he did.
Yes.
We were admirers from afar because we kind of lost touch.
Yes.
There was no animosity. There was none like that. You know, we were happy that he put, you know, Dago, you know, he send it out everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And as far as GPA, man, he's been a friend for a lot of years, man. Somebody I respect, somebody I like to hang out with outside the music. Just
very talented.
Talented dude, man. Just a man of integrity. And he's one of those dudes that if I'm stumped on, hey, who sings this song? Who plays this? I'll call him up and he'll know right away. He's like an encyclopedia of music, man. Not just rap. You're talking about funk. You're talking about Latin music. He knows it all, man. So he's one of those dudes, man. He's very intricate.
Yes.
You know, and
I think his dad was a musician too. He was a singer. He had a band and always performing. So I mean, it's in the blood.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
In ODM,
yes.
I mean,
ODM, that's amazing. With the Cali Funk.
Yes.
Yeah. He's Lighter Shade of Brown is one of those groups that we try to emulate.
Yeah, we looked up to those guys, man.
Of course.
You know, we try to stay on pace with them. They put it down with the classics, and I remember we were in a group, seeing them on like a Pepsi commercial, seeing them on a video, and you know, you're just like, man, we gotta get to where these guys are at right now. You know what I mean? So
I would have been happy with the Shasta commercial. You know what I mean? Back then days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, Shasta.
Now, did you guys have fun rapping fast on the track with Ness Craven?
Oh man, he put it down on that. Man.
Let me tell you something about Ness, man.
Yeah.
Ness is one of those dudes that when people ask me who's the next thing that he like, he's one of those dudes that I love hearing, man, because he's not just pigeon-toed in that fast thing. You know what I mean? He could do that, but that's not him. He could do anything. You know what I mean? I was sitting on that track.
It's over.
It's over. Reggie showed us the track, and I jumped on it I dropped like 2 times, and I'm like, this is not the right flow. It didn't sound sonically right to me. You know, this is not the way I need to drop it. So I sounded, and it was weird because I remember I said if I can't mess with it within 5 minutes, I normally don't. But it was such a sick beat. I'm like, I know I could do it, but I can't. It's not the right style. So when I heard Ness, he came out. This time I never even met him. You know, he just came to the studio, and Madman's like, "Hey man, you better fucking jump on this because this guy is gonna show you up." I said, "Oh hell no, man!" So I listened to him like, "Oh shit, this guy could spit."
That's amazing.
Ness is very talented, man.
He set the pace for that song.
That's
I mean,
exactly
if
what
we're
we're
gonna be
talking about.
honest,
Yeah.
man. I think I was the first one to drop to that beat. He made me rewrite my lyrics to that beat just because he took it to another level. I think he made us step up our game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
On that song. So props out to Ness, man. with
Yeah, we
his-
can
his
adapt.
flow.
You know, we can adapt.
That's amazing.
I mean, we did it for Everybody Bounce. You
Yeah,
know, that
exactly.
a little one was
One?
involved,
That's right,
and
that's
he had a quick flow style.
Yes.
He picked it up. I did it right next, and then he came back in a different tempo. I mean, and it was perfect the way he came back after me and kind of like dropped a different. It was pretty sick, man. You just adapt to it.
It's a trip. Like if Little One wasn't on Everybody Bounce, it would have probably been a different song. If
Wow.
Ness wasn't on It's Over, it probably would have been a different song.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's why, man. To me, it's just my personal opinion. It's hard for me, even if you're my favorite rapper. Like I love Ice Cube,
Yes.
I love Dub C, stuff like that. But after like the 5th track, sometimes I get bored because I hear the same voice and the same. I want to hear like a feature. I want something to break up the monotony.
Yes.
So I think the way we've done it has always had at least 1 or 2 features and stuff like that. And I think it's healthy and good for the project to have different sounds just to mix it up. You know
And
what I
it
mean?
challenges us too.
Exactly. You might pick up something, or they might. You know what I mean? Just make it. It's like we talked about earlier. It's like a friendly competition. You know what I mean? It's nothing heavy. It's just it's all for the music. You know. What I mean?
That's why the first single we released, that Pistoleros, I thought Rob was the perfect feature on that, man. That guy was, first of all, he's the most humble guy out there, man. That guy is super cool cat, man, once you get to know him. But him coming down, and that came out of the blue. We just asked him, hey, you want to be on this song? And mind you, I don't think that was our first video we ever shot. We've never done a
Professional video, yeah.
Professional music video. And
That track was already done.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
already done.
Wow.
Yeah, and then, you know, we got Rob in
Rob
it,
on
and
it.
yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah, he took it to a whole nother level, brought his fan base over to it. So yeah, man, he was a blessing to have on that song. Very talented guy, and like I said, really humble dude. And shouts out to Rob, man.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's
Once
amazing.
again, everything goes full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After
course.
all these years, you know what I mean? Somehow, some way, it just
Yeah,
all
we
came-
haven't talked to that homie forever, and like Fly was saying, man, this whole album seemed to just come full circle, and we were able to get people we looked up to, like you said, ODM, Frost. We're gonna do something with Frost, and
Wow.
all these old school legends
Yes.
that we admired and wanted to emulate. We got a chance to work with
You
them
know,
now.
there was some tracks that we didn't have the studio time like we do now. We would write lyrics to like Ladishita Brown's music to Kid Frost. It's just depending, you know what I mean? D Nice,
Yes.
it just depended, and it's just a trip to now having the opportunity, not just to do the music, but to actually do music with the people that you looked up to.
Yes,
you know what I
that's
mean? And
amazing.
respect. I think the main word is respect.
Respect, yeah.
Because we all have a mutual respect. And when we're kicking it with Frost, when we were kicking it with them a few months ago, just lounging, man. I don't get starstruck, man. I think the only time I really got starstruck when I met Roger Troutman. For me,
That's
then
right.
my mouth was open. I couldn't believe it. But when you meet people like Frost, man, and they're humble and they're legends, and they're the ones that started this shit. You know what I mean? And you're lounging. It's surreal though. I mean, it's a trip, man. You're like, damn, who would have thought, man? Little kid in Lemon Grove watching Frost on TV. I'm kicking it with Frost right now, just having a few. It's a trip, man.
And also acknowledging you as a peer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He never once made you look like, oh, you're this and or I'm above you or not, man. We're all equals, and that's what I appreciate. You know what I mean? And I respect him so much more, man. He put on a little show for where we're at, man, at the club, and he rocked it, man.
That's amazing.
He rocked it.
We only work with people we admire,
Yes.
respect, or like. I think we have a small circle.
Yes.
We don't get out there and politic too much, but everybody that's involved with us or work with it, it's because we admire and respect them, and we know they're cool people, man. That's all we mess with. So anybody that's been working with us, just know that we admire and respect you, man.
There you go. There you go.
By the way, did you get me my blue M&Ms?
I apologize. I was telling MTO he should have brought them, but
Because that was part of the deal. We wanted the temperature at what? 73, 75. And my blue M&Ms.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what, brother? I got you. I had to bring my own.
Thank you. Yeah.
All blue. You know.
For everybody, we have to make sure we got to take care of our guests. So I actually want to blame your manager MTO for that.
Wow.
So it's actually his fault. It's actually his
Really?
fault.
He wanted red ones?
Right? sorry again, clown. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay, so you know how like right now we're talking about the features, right? So we got GPA, Little Rob, and ODM, right? And they're
That's
part
Craven.
Yeah, forgive me. Well, I was gonna say those three are part of the older generation.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we get Ness Craven, who's a part of the younger generation, right? And reason why I was, I guess, showing the distinction is because when you guys started, you guys were in high school, right? And then now, decades later, you're more mature. You guys are businessmen. You guys are family men. And that's way different than how you were in high school, right? And now that you could, in hindsight, right? People like Ness Craven and all the younger crowd, what advice would you give them, because they're aspiring to be just like you? What advice as a grown man would you give the younger crowd?
Day, go work.